Hello everyone. Today I am live on Instagram again and we are talking with an expert about how to build a business in Germany. I invited a fantastic expert, Birgit, who is helping expats to start their own business in Germany. She tells people how to do that, and we are talking about it today, step by step, how to build your own business here in Germany, in details, in really every step will be explained by Birgit. So I am waiting a little bit. Yes, and in this time when I'm waiting, I also want to say for the people who are watching the recording or will be watching it on YouTube, if you have some questions, please write in the comments and ask if you're interested in the topic and you're thinking about building your own business in Germany and you don't know how to do that, where to start. And I'm pretty sure that we provide you some answers. I mean, not me, but Birgit. Hi. You connect immediately professional coaches and people who knows how to do that correctly. Hello, Birgit.
Hi, good to see you.
How are you?
Good, thank you. And you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for coming and thank you very much for your time. I already announced that the topic of our live today is how to create a business, how to start a business here in Germany. And I also said that you are working with expats and you are experts in particular how to build their own business. And you know what? I was preparing to this live and I made a little research. I got interested. How many people here in Germany have their own businesses or work for themselves?
In total, or are we talking about experts?
No, generally.
I would say maybe 25%.
Really? I don't know about 25%, but what I found for the year 2021, the statistic says that we're here 83 million people in Germany. The population is 83 million. And 1.46% of the population run their own business or work for themselves.
Wow. Yeah. Why? And I assume it will grow. So first of all, because people realize that they feel freedom when they work for themselves. So it's, of course, maybe it's a bit more risky, but on the other hand, you can decide whatever you want. You can work wherever you want. And many people realize that it's really cool to work remotely. And that gives you also the freedom to decide that you maybe travel and work. So that's one thing, but also caused by the current situation. So I assume that many people feel insecure. And when you run your own business, at least you decide the road you want to go with your business, and you're no longer belonging to the decisions of others.
Yeah. So, but tell your own story, how actually you decided to run your own business, and in particular, why to help expats.
So as I started my business, it was more than 12 years ago. And I was employed and I finished my studies. So I studied on the side. And as I was done, I reached out to the CEO of the company I was working for and asked for, hey, now I'm done. So what are we going to do? I want to get a better job. I want to grow, right? Because I want to use what I learned. And he said, listen, I really appreciate that. And I know that you do quite well, but we are just a small mid-sized company. So positions are limited. And you're not the only one who's asking for a new job, for a better job, for a management position. So you will need to apply, and I cannot guarantee you anything. And so that was quite honest, and I really appreciate that he did that. And my mom was running a business already for several years, and she said, like, hey, you could jump in my business. I could help you, because of course you need to learn many things at the beginning. So I can back you up. I can teach you whatever you're missing on information, on knowledge, and let's give it a try. And it was not a quick decision, honestly. So I was thinking about that a long time because, first of all, not being employed, but also um, running a business with the family is something different. It's interesting, but it's also challenging, honestly, because you have several roles. You have the mother-daughter role, you have the cooperation partner role, you have, but also the best friend role. So it's not that easy. And so I was thinking about it and we talked about the strategy. And at the end, I said, yeah, I can give it a try. I can see how it goes. And if I don't like it, I still can go back, but I want to try it. And yeah, I don't want to go back being employed, honestly. So now I run my business on my own. My mom has her own business, but as I decided to work for Expat, she said, no, it's time that I'm leaving the company because yeah, it's not for her generation. That's not for her. Mm-hmm.
Here I have a question. Do I have an entrepreneur genes? Maybe that's why.
Maybe. Definitely it helps when your parents are already running a business because then you know how it is because you are in the daily life. You see how they are, how it feels like that they sometimes have to work on the weekends, but also that they have the freedom to take a day off if there's nothing going on during the week. So you see how it is and maybe it's easier. But I think also if your parents are not self-employed, are not running a business, it's a thing you can do. And it's nothing, it's genius. And if you don't have it, yeah, you cannot do it. I think you can learn.
Yeah. I also know actually my parents are also entrepreneurs. So I grew up seeing them working a lot, very, very much. But still, what do you think? What kind of characteristics should person have to run successful business?
Most important, don't be afraid of failures. I think that's if you try to be perfect all the time, that will block yourself. So you will block yourself. Of course, you need to have the intention to offer a high service, high level service. That's something obvious. You need to do that. But also, it's okay making a mistake. Don't be afraid of making the wrong decision. Or in a live talk like we have it now, maybe say something wrong, and it doesn't matter. Laugh about yourself, and it's okay. We are humans. So and also every failure is. A failure is a teacher, so as long as you learn from it, it's okay. But that's I think is the most important. And of course, being motivated, you need to kick yourself in the ass because no one else is doing it. So that's very important too. And maybe you also need to be able to see the big picture because you need to do many tasks especially when you're a freelancer. You will not be in the position to hire a team of 20 people that can support you. So many things you have to do you are not comfortable with. Maybe taxes is not your thing, or in general the calculation and all that. Or you are more like somebody who is programming, IT techies. They're really good what they do, but maybe they're not good in communication. So they don't like to talk to people. They don't like to explain things in a non-tech language. I remember we were talking about it. So yeah, you need to be willing to get more skills and also go out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. I call it widen your comfort zone because get out. It's so people don't like when they share. You have to get out from your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Back to the topic, expats. Why you choose the expats as niche?
The expats choose me.
Okay.
So as I run my business, I started as a consultant for SMEs 12 years ago, and several years after, I realized it's challenging. So working as a consultant in SMEs or generally as a consultant for bigger companies, you're never welcome. So people always assume that you want to change something and that might affect the workflow. Maybe they get fired. So all these bad things you hear about consultants. And it was always challenging. And so I met people, they wanted to start a business and they wanted to grow. They wanted to start as a freelancer or a startup, and they didn't know how to. So I decided to offer my service for freelancers and startups. And then I met people on networking events, and I'm from Munich, and there are many expats. And so these people reach out to me and say like, hey, now we are having a conversation in English, and I really like what you do, and I would love to use your service. I would love to book a session with you, but I cannot do that in German. Maybe my German is okay, but I don't feel comfortable getting advice in German. So could you offer your service also to me in English? And yeah, I was thinking about it because it's a big decision, and it's also responsibility. As a consultant, it's not just like having a chit chat. You need to make sure that your client really understands what you're talking about. So I asked back some friends, they are from different countries. So because they understand better than I do, how I explain things, and if they understand what I'm saying, not because of the language, more like because of the different culture, the different assumptions, the different experiences. And so after all these conversations with my friends and other cooperation partners, I decided, yeah, let's give it a try. And at the beginning, I was working for both. So I offered my service in German and I offered my service in English. And honestly, I really love to work with experts. For me, it's giving and taking. Of course, I give my service, but also in every consultation session, I learn something new from a new country, from a new culture. And so for me, that's quite interesting because I really like to learn more about the life of other countries, of other cultures, of other people, how they see life. And so, yeah, for me, it's not just giving something, also getting something back.
Very nice. So let's come to the topic. 5 steps to start a business in Germany. Imagine that an expat comes to you and say, I have a nice idea and I know that it works. How can I build a business from it? From the idea.
The first step before we even can start about thinking about your business is make sure that you have the right visa. Especially as an expat from a non-European country, obviously you need to check back if your visa allows you currently to run a business. If not, you will need to apply for it. So there are 2 different options to get a visa. But first of all is like checking what kind of visa status do you have? Does it allow you to work on the side or maybe also full-time as a freelancer, or do you need to apply for the correct visa? So that's the first step before even we can talk about anything related to the business itself.
But what kind of visa are they? I mean,
there's a business visa or a freelancing visa, and it depends on the service you're offering. So you need to check back, depending on the service, on the activities within the business, you need to apply for the one or the other.
But is it different for people from the EU countries and non-EU? I think so.
Yeah, people from the EU, they don't need anything. They have the freedom to settle down and start business within the European Union wherever they want. So they don't need to apply for anything.
Okay, and then this is the number 1, step number 1.
This is the number 1, and now we can get started. If you have the right visa or if you're working on it, I would recommend to do that on the same timeline. Also, think about your business strategy. So create a business model that really works. Make sure that it's more than just the product you want to do. It's really everything. So for which client do you want to work? Of course, you would say for everybody who needs your service, but that's not correct. So you would need to find out who really is your target group, who is the ideal client you want to work. And as a general advice in topic number 2, be the solution to an existing problem.
So the step number 2 to get this strategy, but can we go a little bit deeper? The strategy, for example, I know that many people, or for example, when I started, I didn't have a clue about business because I'm an opera singer. I was doing music and I'm an artist, and I got my idea with Creative Tech Lab, with this music and technologies, where to start. And I noticed that actually I really didn't have a clue about target groups, marketing, seeing any kind of strategy. Of course, I did some courses and I get deeper, and now, of course, I do understand and know much more. But what does it mean to where to start with the strategy? I think this is also very important to know, where do I start? I mean, I have an idea. How can I understand that my idea is the solution for my clients? How to get there?
So the first thing is like that people have a passion about something. They're good in something and they think they can make money out of it. That's not wrong, but it's also not right, because nobody will book you, nobody will pay you if the service you're offering is not needed. So that's the reason why I say, if you are not the solution to an existing problem, nobody will book you. Maybe they like what you do, but that doesn't mean that they spend money on it. So that's the reason, especially as a freelancer, make sure that what you want to offer, people really need, and not start offering something and later on creating a problem, because a created problem doesn't exist. So find a real problem and then think about, with what kind of skills you have, what you really want to offer, you can be the solution to that existing problem. That's like the value proposition. This is your product, this is what you can sell. And then you're already nearly on step number 2, because then you already know about the problem. So now you can think about the target group. And as I said, basically it might be everybody who needs now your service, who has this problem. But you need to be more precise. You need to decide who is the ideal client you want to work with. So do you want to work with men? Do you want to work with women? Is it Germans? Is it expats? Is it exclusively creative people? Like in your situation, maybe you say like, hey, I want to work with artists because I know how they think, they are like me, so I'm comfortable, I know how to handle them, I understand them. That's also very important. You cannot work with anybody you do not understand how they feel, how they think. So, and this is like the client, the ideal client, and then going deeper, where can you find your client? So which channels are they using? You know that Facebook is more for people, let's say from 35 to 50 or something, but the young generation, they don't use Facebook because the parents are at Facebook. So nobody wants to be where the parents are. So maybe they use TikTok or they use Instagram. So, and also there, it's not just the channel, it's also the when, not just finding out where you can reach them, also when you're having and even and it's about, I don't know, let's say in your case you help people how to present themselves. So they are experts, they want to learn about that. You offer the course in English and you offer it for people they want to start a business. So that might be my target group, right? It's an expat and they plan to start becoming self-employed. But now is not the time, because now they want to hear from you how to present themselves, how to grow, how to do that in a comfortable way, how to be self-confident. So it's the right target group, but it's the wrong moment. And there are many things to consider in the strategy, and this is just like the start, but also find collaboration partners, find somebody who offers a similar service than you do, that they could participate from the collaboration as well. So it's important that it's not just a taking, it's also something giving back, like always in life. It should be in both ways. And yeah, all these things. So everything about that is the strategy. Or maybe another example. In Germany, we have contracts for our phones around 2 years, right? So this is not common in other countries. But Germans are used to sign a contract for a time period of 2 years. And we know that when it expires and we don't cancel, that it will renew. But maybe somebody else doesn't know about that and doesn't like it. So they want to have the flexibility. Do they want to pay you per session? Do they want to pay you on a monthly fee? Do they want to have the community? So all that is like the difference. That's the strategy.
If I understood correctly, the most important thing is also to communicate with the client. on to communicate from the perspective of the client. And this is what I also learned in my job. How, as you said, how do I explain, how do I communicate my ideas? Do people really understand me? And if I can share my knowledge, what really helped me are the interviews with my potential target group. I do interviews every 2 months and dig deeper and deeper to understand what kind of problems do my potential target group have, how do they say it, with what kind of words they express it. And I put it in my posts, in my newsletters, like really word in word what they're saying, why my voice is too quiet, why do I speak monotonous, and that's always a teaser for very many people. So I learned that to ask people, come and ask, what is your problem, or with what are you struggling right now, how can I help you? And people are really very open to tell about it.
Yeah.
And I think that some people really forget about that. Asking is very important, and this is on these interviews, and more data, more information I have from my clients, better offer I can do, and better I can communicate my offer.
Definitely. If you don't have feedback from your client, you will not be able to run a successful business. Yeah.
So that was the step number 2, the right strategy. The step number 3.
Number 3, register your business before you get started. Very important. I know that in so many other countries, it's totally fine to dip in to see how it goes. And if it's successful, then get the paperwork done, register your business officially and make it legit. Don't do that in Germany. So Germany is known by the bureaucracy, and Germans really like to take one step after the other. So that means please first register, inform the Finanzamt. Maybe you also need to register trade, depending on what you're offering. First do the registration and then get started. That's so important. I've seen so many people, they struggle because they did it in the wrong way, and they just gave it a try and wanted to see how it goes. And then they register, and of course they realize, because you have to do the bookkeeping, so they will see on the date of your invoices that you did the business before you registered, and they will ask back, and it doesn't look very trustworthy. So officially they can fine you, that's one thing, so it's about money. When we're talking about people, they are having a visa, maybe it also affects your visa status. So maybe if it's really serious what you did, depending on what you did, you might lose your visa. But definitely it's something about your reputation based at the Finanzamt. So nobody wants to be in trouble with the Finanzamt, which is the tax department. And you don't want to have like a mark on your name already before you got started, or really got started, right? So make it right, and first register and then start.
Yeah, and it's very easy. I mean, it takes a couple of minutes if you just start.
Yeah.
But also, okay, this is number 3, register your business. Number 4, step number 4.
Number 4, when you register your business, make sure that you understand all the legal requirements we have. So all these things, when you have a website, that you have the legal information, that you know about the GDPR, but also that you have templates. So depending on your business, maybe reach out to a lawyer and get templates for a contract between you and your client. Get general terms and conditions. Get a template how to write an invoice. So all that what you need, get good templates, so you don't have to worry that you miss anything, that you make some mistakes, that again somebody's complaining what you did, and that you just can focus on your business. So I think that's the setup you will need.
Yeah. And step number 5.
Marketing. Do networking, find people, find experts, find collaboration partners, key partners, somebody you can work with to really find your client. Don't be in a position just searching for client, investing 2 weeks to catch one client, and then you have one, you work with this one, and when you're ready, you start again. That's not a very comfortable situation. So grow your business, extend your business, start your business activities. That doesn't mean that you have to pay for marketing from the first moment. Maybe you're just doing posts on Instagram, or you're doing a reel, you're doing a live, whatever. Go out and start with publicating what you do, what kind of service you're offering, what kind of problem you are solving, and create a network.
So communication is the key. I always present yourself and go out and tell about yourself, about your services, about your business. Okay, let's repeat. Step number 1, check your visa. Step number 2, get the right strategy. Step number 3 was
registering your business before you get started.
Before you get started. So actually, if I understand correctly, okay. Step number 4, get all the templates and blueprints. And step number 5, think about marketing.
Right.
And in terms of all these 5 steps, how can you particularly help your clients? What is your coaching about?
So what I personally do, I'm the business consultant, so I help my clients to set up the strategy. So, for example, when you want to start, we are thinking about exactly what I already said. What are you good in? What kind of skills do you have? What do you want to offer? For whom do you want to offer that? So we are creating a business strategy. Also, I help my clients to set up the business. You said it's quite easy. You can do that in 5 minutes. Yes, that's true. If you know what you need to do, it's not a big deal. But there are many decisions you need to consider. So regarding the taxes, there's something where you can decide A or B. And so many things you should know about before you fill out the form. And that's also something I help them with. So setting up the paperwork done from the Finanzamt, from the tax department, but also maybe it's necessary to register the trade. That's what I'm doing. And I also help my clients within the first steps. So when they already started and they get a first client, and then there are always questions. There are always questions, and there's always something you don't know how to do that. And most of the time, you don't want to reach out to a collaboration partner to ask for that, or to somebody you met at a networking, because you don't want to say that you don't know it. So you can reach out to me because it's just between you and me, and nobody else will know about it that you don't know. And anything you ask, there are no stupid questions. That's also very, very important. So it doesn't matter, whatever you feel you don't know is better to ask than just to say, no, it's okay, I can figure it out myself. That's me personally, but also, as you know, I founded the Expat Business Club, and the Expat Business Club is a collaboration of different experts. So it's not just about me. I know that my clients, when they want to start a business, need more than my service. They need a visa expert. They maybe need a tax advisor. They need a lawyer. They need someone who explains what kind of insurances we have. We have thousands of insurances in Germany, and maybe you don't know which one you really want and you really need. And so as I started to work with expats, I realized that there is a huge need to find reliable cooperation partners, reliable experts for my clients. They always ask me, hey, could you share details from tax advisor? Because I cannot find anyone. Maybe they don't take new clients, or they don't want to offer the service in English, or they offer the service in English, but they literally do just a one-by-one translation. And I still don't understand anything what they're saying. It's not because of the language, but it's because I don't understand the German system. So that's why I founded the club, because we are all we have been all expats ourselves, or we are expats. Some of them are expats living in Germany and offering their services now. We are all running a business, so we know how it is to start. And we are all very happy to explain the things around the corner and not just a simple translation. So yeah, basically we can back you up from the first step to the last.
Yeah. And in the end, what would you recommend to people? Would you give 3 recommendations to those one who would love to start a business in Germany?
The first thing, when we stay in the series recommendations, is get rid of your assumptions. Because you might assume to know the answer about something, but you're not sure about it. So it's better to ask back. And as I already said, there are no stupid questions. Just ask and make sure that you really know what it's about and not just assume it might be like in your home country or it might be like a friend told you. It's when you really want to take it serious, when this is the business you really want to run and it's not just a hobby, make sure that you don't play with it. So don't get rid of, get rid of your assumptions. That's the first tip. The second tip is, I would say, learn more about the business culture. Learn more when you run a business in Germany, what is important to do business in Germany. Or depending on your target group, learn more about the culture of your clients, if it's a different culture. But so make sure that you understand how you need to talk to people. And it's like being in time. How long do you have to do small talk? In some countries, you're having small talk 30 minutes. If you try to make small talks more than 5 minutes in Germany, they are watching at their watch like, hey, sorry, we are already late. Can we continue now? Because this is like business meeting. So all that, but also like how to write emails. In some countries, they want to have they want to have like a summary of everything before you really get deep in the topic you want to talk about. And in others, it's more like just bam, 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 all the facts, and that's it. So learn more about it, that you know how to act in business. And third step, last but not least, don't give up. I think that's also very, very important. Don't give up. You can do that because you already do quite well.
Birgit, thank you so much for your time. It was very, very interesting. And as I said at the beginning, if you have questions, please write in the comments, and I'm pretty sure that Birgit can help you.
Sure.
Reach out to Birgit, because it's very important to have the right person to get very good job done. Thank you so much
for the
information. Okay, and then have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.